Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. Today I thought I'd talk about my 5 C's of survivability in an urban environment. Now we're not talking about being out in the Alaskan wilderness here, we're talking about day to day. So more EDC than hardcore survival. So in any situation you can be separated from your backpack. So when I'm commuting and all that, I do have a backpack, and in there is stuff that would help me survive, but also in what I wear. So if you're wearing a certain level of survival gear, you're unlikely to ever lose it. So hopefully you never step out of the house without your pants on. So the most basic thing I have every day when I step out of the house is this lanyard. Okay, so it goes with me all the time. I have my house key on there, a Light My Fire mini fire steel, I think it's the Midnight Manager. It's a little tiny Swiss Army penknife. It has a pen in there, which is quite nice. It has a light built in, won't dazzle anyone, nail file, pair of scissors, little multi-tool, cap lifter, Phillips head screwdriver, and a little blade. Now you won't be batoning any trees with this, but it's certainly good enough to strike that fire steel. And I've got a length of cordage here. Now that puts me at a good liquid filled compass that's not too tiny. I may just get glue on this one so that it's reliable. So cutting tool, combustion tool, cordage, compass, and a candle, meaning a light. So just in that there, I've already lifted my chances up of surviving in any situation. So now a lot of my viewers are in countries that they can't, well, there is knife laws here. So I'm pretty lucky here. I can without hassles carry this Strider SMF openly here without any problems. Now for all you guys in the UK, that's not going to happen, alright? So you need to find tools which you can carry. So my next step in up the game, here's 3 examples. That's a Victorinox Compact, a 2-layer knife, scissors, blade, multi-tool, corkscrew, and a baggage hook with a roughened section on the back which can strike anywhere matches. It has a pen in it which is brilliant, and use your toothpick chew. Now that is about 15 mils wide. So at 14 mils thick you can get a Victorinox Alox, yeah, with a wood saw. That's the Farmer, which is my favourite one. Now I like mine on this little clip so it dangles in my pocket and keeps it out of the crud so much, and I know exactly where it is. And a bit slimmer than that, from going out, is the this is a Wenger Soldier. It's a custom one by Swiss Bianchi. So a great tool set in a really slim form. Now we'd all like to have great chunky gear in a survival situation, but this is day-to-day stuff, okay? This means you'll have it if you need it. Yeah, it's all great having stuff at home, but it's not much good to you there. So if you're able to, then you could upgrade to a serious cutting tool, but it's not an option really for most people. So with any of those combos there, you're then lifting your game. Now with the Swiss Army pen knives, you could add these little fire steels. You want to be gentle with them. They do work, I've tried them. And there again, you've lifted your game with another combustion device. So, candling device. That micro Victorinox has a little light in it. I prefer something a bit better. So this one here will take a rechargeable battery, but it also takes regularly available AAA batteries. It's a great little light, robust, 2 lighting modes, and I've tied it with more cord, so if I do decide to deploy it out of my pocket, which it normally sits in there, I can throw it over my head and down my shirt. Okay, so it's good to have a light additional to whatever is on your mobile phone. Because basically, I know with my mobile, it wants charging up every night. So if something happens, chances are it's half flat. So obviously, a ferro rod's brilliant. It requires skill. Now, when I had my shoulder reconstruction some 11 weeks ago, and I was one-armed for quite some time, I realised that if something goes wrong and you're injured, you may not have the use of both arms. So that's where your mini BIC really does shine. Now, there again, I've got this on a hanger, slip in your pocket. I put a cable tie around it to prevent it being accidentally left on or pushed on in your pocket. And as a young bloke, I worked as a welding shop, and we weren't allowed to have these in our pocket because they were known to discharge gas into your pocket and have a small bomb in your pocket. Now, this one's got the safety detent on it, stop kids using them. If I lived in a really cold climate, I'd remove that, but I don't, so I'll leave that as it is. Right. So also, I mean, you can wear a sports watch with like this one with a barometer, compass, great piece of kit. Needs its batteries changing every 2 years. So it's a good watch, it's an expensive watch. Or you can put a simple silver compass on a relatively cheap watch. Now this first generation of Mudman, it went 10 years for the first battery change. And it's a good reliable compass. I've had it in North and South Hemisphere. Good gear. Now we're living in an age of this COVID-19. So hand sanitizer, tissues. Now this all also helped me out with combustion because this stuff's 80% alcohol. Comes out the factory at about 70 and I sort of tickle it up a bit. Normally I would just carry a handkerchief. Okay. But at the moment I'm carrying tissues and a hanky. Now I do like a notepad. Now I have a nice one with a pen. I'm a bit old school, I like to write stuff down. You can just as easily use a cheap notebook, but you need something to write with. And normally I carry a tactical pen all the time. A good Sharpie or even a good pencil is as good as anything. Now normally, if we were out the bush, I would say the importance of a steel container that you can boil water in. In an urban environment, there's plenty of rubbish laid around. You can find something to boil water in it. If you did want a container that's compact, you could use one of these Woolpack sample bags. They're all real tiny. I've actually filled one of these up and stood on it, and it's incredibly strong. So that's a option. It's not so important in an urban environment. And then there's cover. So these are the type of things I would have in my EDC bag. So an emergency poncho. Now if I lived in a cold, wet environment, I'd probably have one of these emergency ponchos in my pocket, but I don't. And one of these reflective heat bags. There again, in the climate that you are in. So guys, hope you can hear me over the chainsawing next door. It's been going on for a few days. And finally, possibly something, either an emergency way of charging your mobile and a power bank would be a good addition. Anyway guys, I hope this works out. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.